Welcome to 2-Bit Gaming. Today's topic, the future of the Game Boy. If you've watched my previous videos on the Game Boy line, then you already know how much I love the Game Boy. This one has the Handy Boy attachment, which is pretty much the coolest accessory for anything, period. Now, I also love the Nintendo DS, but it's not really a Game Boy, is it? Nintendo recently announced plans to release the Nintendo DSi, which is a little smaller, has a camera, and no longer includes Game Boy Advance backwards compatibility. Don't get me wrong, I think the Nintendo DS is great. I just wish that it was fully backwards compatible with even the oldest Game Boy games. But at the very least, it is backwards compatible with Game Boy Advance games. With the upcoming release of the Nintendo DSi, Nintendo has basically let the legendary Game Boy brand wither and die. It got me thinking, what should Nintendo's next handheld be like? And my brain started cranking out ideas and images, so I decided to model it out. Here's my proposal for what I think the next Nintendo portable system should be. It should be compact. It should be simple. It should be attractive. And a little sexy. I give you the Game Boy DS. Now this is just a simple mock-up to show the most important features. As for features, it has a wide screen, a classic D-pad. Do we really need anything more? 4 face buttons, 2 shoulder buttons, start and select buttons, stereo sound, DS compatibility, and a little ring for attaching a strap. I prefer a single screen horizontal orientation. I think it works best for most games. Here's a neat little trick. The screen can be rotated to accommodate DS compatibility. Regular games use the horizontal mode, and DS-style games would use the vertical mode, but the entire screen would be touch sensitive. I believe the next handheld from Nintendo should carry the Game Boy name. That should be obvious. But it should also include everything that made the DS successful. One thing I didn't bother to speculate about was what kind of media it would use. I mean, it doesn't really matter. Anything from cartridges, card memory, and mini discs could work. With that said, I can't stress enough the importance of including full backwards compatibility with every game released for every model Game Boy. The Game Boy Advance did it, and so should the next Game Boy. So, there you have it. I hope Nintendo's listening because I want the Game Boy back. Do we really need another DS? Do they think we're suckers? I mean, what's going on over at Nintendo anyway?
Your Lordship, we have the design for the next handheld.
What? Who told you to do that? Just release a redesigned DS.
But we already did that!
Do it again. Add some junk on it or something.
People aren't going to buy another DS!
Oh, yes they will. I don't know, put a camera on it like the iPhone. Wait, that's it. Call it the Nintendo IDS. No, DSi. Yeah, that's the ticket.
Yes, sir.
I'm Mario! Get out of my way! I got a turtle shell! Move it! Ha! I'm Mario!
I hate that guy.
That was probably not too far from the truth. The DS was a real nice experiment, and I absolutely love the games. The Legend of Zelda: The Phantom Hourglass is probably my favorite portable Zelda. You know what? Scratch that. It is my favorite. Although in all honesty, it probably would have been just as much fun on a single screen system. Except for that part where you have to copy a map by closing the system, kind of like doing a rubbing. Anyway, it's time to return to the roots that made Nintendo successful in the market to begin with. Simple hardware, quality games, and no cheap gimmicks. Now it's time for Kane's 2 Bits! 1. The Nintendo DS is a great little system, but I want the Game Boy to come back, and come back strong. I don't care about the microphone, and the camera, and the dual screens. although I do really like the touchscreen, sometimes. I want to play games, real games, and I want it on the best possible handheld for the best possible games. 2. Nintendo needs to hire me and put me in charge of hardware research and design. I know that may sound a little egotistical, but I think we're all allowed to be a little self-centered now and then. That's my 2 bits. If you have any thoughts or design ideas of your own, please leave a comment or video response. As always, I'm your humble 2-bit gamer. Thanks for watching.